a computer plays very important role in our daily life. The computer memory is responsible for storing the data. After executing data, whatever the information I'm going to get, that is information. System software act as mediator or interface between hardware, user and application. Hello to all, a warm welcome to Digital World. I'm Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Mysuru. In today's session, I'm going to start with first PUC, first chapter called Overview of a Computer. In today's session, I'm going to deal with the definition of a computer, that is, what is computer. Then I'm going to explain the characteristics of a computer. Then I'm going to deal with what is data and what is information. And at the same time, I'm going to discuss what is hardware as well as what is software. Then at the end, I'm going to discuss the functional components of a computer system. Before going to start today's session, let me to see the blueprint. That means the marks allotted for this chapter. So here we are going to have 1 mark question 1, then we are going to have 2 mark question 1, and we are going to have 5 mark question 1. That means if you study these chapters thoroughly, then you can able to score 8 marks from this chapter. So here you can expect 1 mark question 1, 2 mark question 1 and 5 marks question 1. To score out, it is very easy because it is simple chapter, and here we are going to have only the basic things about the computer system. So moving further, let's see the definition of computer. So now tell me, who is the father of computer? That is none other than Charles Babbage. Then now tell me, who is the father of computer science? Here the father of computer science is none other than Alan Turing. So before going to start, what is computer? Let me to give the introduction about the computer. That means a computer plays very important role in our daily life. Wherever I go, that means from school to college, from post office to bank, or if I go anywhere, I can able to find the use of computer system. So here the computer system plays very important role. Because of this computer system, nowadays everything is digitalized. That means we are going to live in the world called cashless India. That has happened only because of computer system. Now tell me, what is computer? So here the computer came from the Latin word compute. Then what is compute? Here compute is nothing but the calculation. So what is calculation? That means we are going to perform all kind of calculation by using computer system. So here the word compute came from the Latin word. So the meaning of the word compute is nothing but the calculate. That means perform the calculation. From these, I'm going to derive what is computer system. So here the computer system is an electronic device. I repeat, it is an electronic device. It is responsible for store, recall and process data. I repeat, here the computer system is an electronic device. That means it is an automatic electronic device, and it is responsible for storing the data, processing the data and recalling the data. So What is storing? That means the computer system provides space to store the data as well as information. Then what is recall? That means you can able to access the stored data. That is nothing but the recall. And what is process? Here process is nothing but the execution or processing of stored data. So here a computer system is an automatic electronic device and it is responsible for store, recall and process data. Consider the simple example that I want to prepare 1 cup of tea. So what are the ingredients I required here? I required sugar, tea powder, then I required milk, then water. So these are the ingredients I required to prepare my tea. Now after that what I'm going to do? I'm going to boil these ingredients together. So what's the next step? That is boiling all the ingredients. Boiling all the ingredients. After that, what I'm going to get? I'm going to get tea. So, this is the process of preparing tea. Now, what I will do? I'm going to convert these into computer terminology. That means I'm going to have the input. So what I will do, I'm going to consider these sugar, tea powder, milk and water as my input, that is ingredient. Now after that what I'm going to do, I'm going to boil. So here if it is boiling means what? I'm going to processing the data. Then at the end what I'm going to get? I'm going to get the tea. That means at the end I'm going to get the output. So here computer is nothing but an electronic machine which is responsible for accepting input. So input is nothing but the data or information. Then how to provide the input? By using any input devices like keyboard and mouse. So computer is responsible for accessing the data. After accessing data, what's the job of the computer? It is going to process and execute all the instruction. After that, what is the job of the computer? That is produce the output to the user. So here the output device is nothing but the monitor or printer. So in general, a computer is an automatic electronic device responsible for accessing the input from the user, process all the input and produces the result to the user. So this is the very important question and it carries 1 mark. I repeat, this is the very important question and it carries 1 marks. Moving further, I'm going to have the characteristics of computer. Till now we discussed what is computer. Now I'm going to discuss the characteristics of computer. In that first one, I'm going to have speed. So what is speed? How to measure the speed? That means how to measure the computer speed. So we know that computer is an electronic device. So whatever the transaction we are going to have, that is in the form of electric pulse. So the speed of the electric pulse are always high. That indicates that the execution speed of the computer is always high. So the speed of the computers are measured in terms of millions or macros or nanoseconds or picoseconds. That means the speed of the computer. That means the execution speed of the computers are measured in terms of nanosecond or picosecond or microsecond, etc. So here a powerful machine can capable to execute 18-digit number in 300 to 400 nanosecond. That indicates the speed of the computer system. That means the execution speed of the computer system. Then moving further, I'm going to have the memory. So what is memory? Here memory is nothing but computer memory. It is similar to human brain. That means the computer memory is responsible for storing the data. That means it is going to store only the necessary data and it's going to discard unwanted data. So the best example here is that is RAM, that is random access memory, and the size of the random access memory is very small and limited, and it is also called temporary memory. Then I'm going to have storage. So what is storage? Why I required storage? So storage is nothing but the space used to store the data. So in computer memory, we are going to have primary memory as well as secondary memory. If I consider primary memory, the size of the primary memory is always small and it is costly comparing to secondary memory. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to store all the data in my secondary storage device. So when I say it is storage, we are going to focus on secondary storage device. Then I'm going to have accuracy. That means whatever the result I'm going to get from the computer system is accurate. That is the correct and exact result. But if there is any mistake in the output, then it is depends on the input given to the computer system. That means suppose if I give any wrong input to the computer system, then I can able to get wrong output. Then I'm going to have versatile ability. That means a computer system is called versatile machine. Now tell me how to justify this answer, because we know that most of the actors are called versatile actor. What's the meaning of versatile? That means they can capable to perform or they can capable to act multiple character. Same way here the computer system is capable to perform multiple tasks. So it is called versatility, because while executing one program, the user can capable to listen the music. That means it is possible to perform more than one task at a time. So it is called versatility. That means the computer systems are versatile. Then I'm going to have automation. So here the computer system is responsible for producing automatic output. That means whatever the data we are going to provide, after that what I want to do, I just want to press enter key. Then the computer system is responsible for executing all the instruction by itself and it's going to produce the output to the user. For example, think that I'm going to provide the input, that is 2 plus 2, and I'm going to press the enter button. So what is the output I'm going to get? That is, I'm going to get the output called 4. So here the computer system is going to produce the output automatic. Then I'm going to have diligence. What is diligence? That means human beings are get tired and get bored after working for some hours. But the computer system, it is not like that. So here the computer system is capable to work for an hour or 1 day or 2 days or 3-day. When comparing to human beings, the computer systems are diligent. That means the computer system does not get tired or does not get sick. Then I'm going to have cost effective. That means the computer is going to reduce cost, that is paperwork as well as human effort. So these are some of the very important characteristics of computer system. So here characteristics, nothing but the features of computer system. And from your examination point of view, this is also a very important topic and you can expect 5-mark question. Moving further, I'm going to have data and information. Now, what is the difference between data and information? Is both are same? No, because data is different and information is different. Now, tell me what is data. So here, data is nothing but the collection of unprocessed item. I repeat, here data is nothing but the collection of unprocessed item. That means it is not yet being processed. And some of the example for data here is text, number, image, audio and video. So here data is nothing but the raw fact or it is unprocessed item. And what is information? So here the information is nothing but the processed data. I repeat, the information is nothing but the processed data. That means the computer is going to accept the data and it is going to execute the data. After executing data, whatever the information I'm going to get, that is information. That is nothing but it is computer processed data and which carries some meaningful and useful information to the people. I repeat, here information is nothing but the processed data and it carries some meaningful and useful information. Consider the example here. If I write param, now tell me, is it data or information? That is for param 16. Is it data or information? This is the example for data. That means it is the raw fact or unprocessed data. Suppose now I want to convert this raw fact into processed data, then it is name equal to param, age equal to 16. That means it gives some meaningful information to the people. And here the instructions are, and here the informations are processed data. That means it is processed by the computer system. So these are the difference between data and information, and from the examination point of view, this is also a very important topic and you can expect 1-mark question. Moving further, I'm going to have hardware as well as software. At the beginning, I'm going to have hardware. Now tell me what is hardware. Hardware is nothing but the part of computer system. I repeat, here the hardware is nothing but the parts of computer system. So this is the physical component of computer system. If I say it is physical component, then that indicates that you can able to touch the component and you can able to feel the component. So this is the physical component of computer system. So here you can able to see the component and you can able to touch the component, and it is present inside the computer system. So some of the example for hardware here is keyboard, mouse, monitor, printer, etc. That means we can able to touch and we can able to feel, and this is the physical component of computer system, and it is called hardware. Then I'm going to have software. So what is software? Here software is nothing but the instruction that is given to the computer system to perform some specific task. So here the software is nothing but the instruction or program, and it tells the hardware to what to do. I repeat, it informs the hardware that what are the things it want to execute. So here software is nothing but the instruction. So consider that now I want to give the instruction to my car. So what are the instruction I'm going to provide here? At the beginning, I'm going to give the first instruction, that is open the door. Then what is my next instruction? That is get inside the car. Then what is my third instruction? That is check the fuel. So these are the sequence of steps. So this step itself called instruction, or it is called program, and it tells the hardware what to do. That means if I consider my example, then it tells the car to what to do. Then there are two types of software, that is nothing but system software and application software. So dear student, from the examination point of view, this is also a very important topic and you can expect 1 mark question. Moving further, I'm going to have the two types of software, that is nothing but system software and application software. At the beginning, I'm going to have system software. Now tell me, what is system software? Here system software is once again a program or instruction that controls and maintains the operation of computer and all its devices. I repeat, here system software is nothing but the program or instruction, and it is going to maintain or control the operations of computer system as well as its devices. So here system software act as mediator or interface between hardware, user and application. Then now tell me, what are the jobs of system software? Here system software is responsible for memory management, device management, process management, resource management. These are the some of the jobs of system software. And the best example for system software is operating system. So when I say it is operating system, then we are going to have Windows operating system, Linux operating system, Mac OS, etc. These are the example for system software. Then I'm going to have application software. So what is application software? Here once again it is a program or instruction, and that is designed based on the user request. So here application software consists of program. So here program is nothing but the step of instruction that is designed to make user more productive and to assist them with the individual task. That means here the application softwares are designed based on the user needs. So here application software is once again a program or set of instruction, and it is mainly designed to make user more effective and more productive. Then some of the example for application software is Tally, Nudi or Microsoft Word, Excel, etc. These are the some of the example for application software. Moving further, we are going to have functional components of a computer system. Before going to start what are the functional component of a computer system, let me to tell how the computers are going to work. So here the computer is going to accept the input, that is through the input device. Then it is going to store all the accept input in their memory, and it is going to process all the data, and it is going to produce the output back to the user. So these are the sequence of steps which is carried out by the computer system. So based on the functionalities of computer system, the components of the computers are classified into 4 types, that is input unit, processing output unit, and memory unit. So what's the first functionality of computer system? That is going to accept or read the input by using input device, that is nothing but the input unit. Then computer is responsible for processing or executing all the input, that is done by using processing unit. Then it's going to display the result to the user via the output unit. Then at the same time, it's going to store the result for the future use, that is happened because of memory unit. So these are the functionalities of computer system. Based on the functionality, we are going to have 4 components, that is nothing but input unit, processing unit, output unit, and memory unit. Dear student, from the examination point of view, this is also a very important topic and you can expect 5-mark question. Moving further, this is the complete diagram of computer system. That means the component of computer system and how they are going to interact each other. So according to the functionality, we are going to have 4 components, that is input unit, then I'm going to have output unit, then I'm going to have control unit and arithmetic unit, then I'm going to have storage unit, that is nothing but the secondary storage as well as primary storage. And these are the units which is present inside the CPU. So here CPU is nothing but the central processing unit. Now user is going to feed the input or data via the input device, and it is received by the CPU, and it is going to perform all the operations, and it is going to send the result back to the storage unit. At the same time, it is going to send the result to the output unit. And the example for output unit is nothing but the monitor as well as printer. So if I say it is monitor, then it is soft output device. If I say it is printer, then it is hard copy output device. So these are the components of computer system. So I repeat once again here, that is input unit and output unit. Then I'm going to have storage unit. So here the storage unit is further classified into primary storage and secondary storage. Then I'm going to have control unit, and I'm going to have arithmetic and logic unit, and these components are present inside the CPU, and the CPU is responsible for processing all the data. Moving further, let's see the component of computer system one by one. So at the beginning, I'm going to have input device. So what is input device? Now tell me, what is the job of the input device? So the input device is nothing but any hardware. I repeat here, input device is nothing but the any hardware. That means it may be keyboard and mouse, and it allows the user to enter the data and instruction into the computer system. That means input device is the way used to feed the data to the computer system, and the most commonly and most frequently used input devices here is keyboard, mouse and scanner. And here the input device is nothing but the hardware component. That means I can consider any hardware component, and this is the way used to feed the data to the computer system. Then I'm going to have central processing unit. So what is CPU? CPU is nothing but the central processing unit, and this is the heart of the computer system. That means all the operations are carried by the central processing unit. So CPU is the part of computer system, and it is going to carries out the instructions of computer program. That means here the central processing unit is responsible for carrying all the instruction. That means it is responsible for executing all the instructions. It is responsible for coordinating all the devices, and it is responsible for maintaining all the devices. It is the unit that reads, executes program instruction. Hence, it is known as brain of the computer system. That means here the CPU is responsible for reading the instruction. At the same time, it is responsible for executing the instructions. So, it is also called brain of the computer system. So here the CPU includes three parts, that is memory unit, arithmetic and logic unit and control unit. That means here the central processing unit includes three more sections, that is memory unit, arithmetic and logic unit and control unit. Moving further, let's see what is storage unit. So here storage unit is nothing but the storage area or storage space. So secondary storage device can hold more storage than the primary storage, and it is less expensive. That means when it comes to storage area or storage unit, computer memories are classified into two types, that is primary storage and secondary storage. So if I consider primary storage, then we are going to have small storage area and it is costlier comparing to secondary storage area. If I consider secondary storage area, we are going to have large storage space and it is less expensive. So here storage units are classified into two types, primary storage and secondary storage. Moving further, I'm going to have output unit. That is, an output device is an hardware. I repeat, here output device is also once again hardware, and it is mainly used to produce or display the result to the user. So here an output device is any hardware component and that is responsible for conveying the information to one or more people in user understandable form. So if I say it is user understandable form, then it is by using monitor or by using printer. So here some of the example for output unit here is that as monitor and printer. So while considering the component of computer system, we are going to have output unit, then storage unit, then we are going to have central processing unit and input unit. If I consider central processing unit, it is also called brain of computer system because all the computations are carried out by the central processing unit. So here the central processing unit is further classified into memory unit and arithmetic and logic unit and control unit. That means here arithmetic and logic unit is responsible for performing all kind of arithmetic operations as well as logical operations. That means here the arithmetic unit is responsible performing addition operation, multiplication operation, then division operation, and it is also responsible for performing subtraction. These are the some of the operations are performed by the arithmetic unit. Then I'm going to have logic unit. When I say logic unit, it is responsible for performing relational as well as logic operations. That means it is responsible for performing or, and not operation, and at the same time it's also responsible for performing relational operations like greater than or equal to or lesser than. So these are the some of the operations are carried out by the logical unit, and at the end we are going to have control unit. So here the control unit is also called nerve system. That means here control unit is responsible for controlling the overall activities, and it is also responsible for managing the overall activities of the component. So here the control unit is responsible for fetching the data, fetching the instruction, transferring the data wherever it is required. So these are the some of the operations are performed by the control unit. So the name itself indicates that it is going to control and coordinate all the components of computer system. So here the central processing unit is further classified into memory unit. That means CPU includes memory unit and arithmetic and logic unit and control unit. So when I say it is central processing unit, then the central processing unit, so here CPU is responsible for executing and processing all the data as well as instruction. At the same time, it is responsible for maintaining and coordinating all the actions which is carried out inside the CPU. And to carry out all the actions we required bus. So here bus is a device that is mainly used to transfer the data between the component. These are the some of the functional units of computer system. So what are the functional units I have? That is input unit, then I have CPU, then I have memory, then I have output unit. And from the examination point of view, this is also a very, very important topic. You can expect 5 marks, 1 question. Dear student, from the examination point of view, this is also a very important topic and you can expect 5 mark question. Before going to end my session, let me to recall the things whatever I covered today. So at the beginning, I started with what is computer. So here computer is nothing but the electronic device that is responsible for storing, recalling and processing the data. Then we discussed what is data. So here data is nothing but the raw fact or unprocessed data. Then we discussed what is instruction. So here instruction is nothing but the processed data. Then we discussed what is software, then what is hardware. Then we discuss the characteristics of computer system. Along with that, we discuss the functionalities of computer system. That is nothing but the block diagram of computer systems. Here the component of computer system is nothing but the input unit, then CPU, then memory unit, then output unit. Dear students, let's meet in my next session with some more information about computer system. Until then, take care. Thank you.